Hi, I'm Ron Heeg, and I played left wing for the Swift Current Old Timer Blues from 1978 to 1993 in Old Timers hockey.
Hi, my name is Buddy McKewan, and I play center ice with Swift Current Blues.
I'm Mike Frankow, and I played with the Swift Current Blues. I played left wing, and my centerman was Ed Schwab, and my right winger was Billy Forrester.
Hi, I'm Ed Schwab. I play center ice with the Swift Current Blues.
I'm Les Wall, and I played defense for the Swift Current Blues.
Hi, I'm Pete Weber, and I played Old Timers, and usually played right wing.
Hi, I'm Gary Schultz, and I played with Swift Current Blues, and I was a goalie, and played against the Montreal Old Timer alumni way back in '78.
They organized old-timer hockey in Swift Current, and one of the guys phoned me up and said, "How would you like to play old-timers?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And he says, "Oh, guys 40 years old and over, we're trying to get some players together for hockey on Sundays and stuff like that." And I said, "That sounds like a lot of fun." I says, "Yeah, I think I'd be interested in that."
I played senior hockey for many years, and then when I moved to Swift Current here, I played with the Indians, and then after that, we played some commercial hockey in town, and then I started playing with the Old Timers when I was 42.
We didn't have uniforms or anything. We just came whatever sweaters you could find, and it was very confusing to play hockey with guys with Maple Leaf sweaters and Montreal sweaters and stuff like that. So what we wore with tank tops over whatever we felt like, whatever sweater you had, you put a white tank top on or a blue tank top. And when you come in the morning to play hockey, first guy got a white one, next guy got a blue one, next guy got a white one, next guy got a blue one, so down the line, until we actually got sweaters from Labatt's.
The Canadian Hockey Association established an old-timers tournament for the first time in 1975, and we happened to form a team at that time because of this, and we went to Peterborough, which was the first old-timers hockey tournament.
Of course, we didn't do well there, but from then on, we picked guys we wanted to go play, and we did well. Every place we went, we either won a gold, silver, bronze medal.
Went to Victoria, went to Vancouver, went to California, and our big trip was to Copenhagen, Denmark.
We got two teams then. We got the Blues were a very serious playing team, and then they had the 50s, who guys weren't quite as serious, and so I played with the 50s, and then we changed our name to the Golden Oldies after that.
And we'd play every Sunday morning, and it was a great outlet for me. You know, especially when I started playing regular with the Blues, we'd often play, say, after a Bronco game or 10 o'clock at night, practice or have a game, and that got me away from thinking about business and enjoying myself. And the fellowship was great. We had a great group of guys, and went to a lot of tournaments in different places, and camaraderie was very good.
I believe it was 1978 when they came to Swift Current, and most of them guys with the Montreal Canadiens had just finished playing in the NHL. So it's pretty scary, playing against some guys. But they were a good bunch.
Ray Reeder, and I'm not sure if John Rittinger was involved in that, because he started out in that era too. And they got in touch with them because there were touring Saskatchewan or playing up north, and I think they played in Regina and Saskatoon, so they said they'd come here.
Yeah, that was the first time I think that we'd ever had any team like that come to the city, and it was on a Saturday afternoon, Remembrance Day actually, and I just can't remember how much we had to pay them, but that was no problem with the sales that we had. With 2,500 fans, we took in about $12,000 probably, so we were able to pay them their share, and I think they made a donation to the George Reed Foundation. Tickets were $5, and we sold the rink out. I can't remember the standing room as well, and
The rink was packed. It was sold right out, which was a highlight for us too.
I couldn't believe it. I come out on the ice, like from our dressing room and stepped there. Oh, looked around, and the rink was just looked like every seat was taken. That's quite a thrill to come out on the ice and see so many fans, and they cheer for us and stuff like that. And I remember our line scored a goal, and it was just boom. It was loud, and yeah, it was great to look up and see all the seats taken.
When I went to play with them, when I went into the dressing room, they had a spot for me, and so you met all the guys, you could talk to everybody. Yeah, no, they were just ordinary guys, nice guys.
And they were just a really good bunch of guys to play against. We had a lot of fun, and the fans got to see players like Henri, Richard, Provo, Rousseau, all those guys that had played, and John Ferguson, and they were just, it was a fun thing, you know. They played as hard as they'd have to, but they still showed pretty good skills.
Faced off against Montreal Rocket Richard, and Henri was refereeing. That's as much as I can remember. Other than that, it was just, you play the game the same as you always do your best, and that was it, yeah. It was just nice to meet some of those fellows, you know, that you see on TV all the time and idolize, and I think it was fun, yeah.
Henri Richard and Rocket Richard, he was the referee for the game, but I remember the players there. Yeah, really good players. They really showed us how to play hockey. I'll tell you that.
Henri Richard was just a super guy to talk with, because I told him when we lined up for our first face-off at the game, I says, Henri, I said, you're not getting any points when I'm on the ice. And he looked at me and he says, oh, you think not, eh? And I said, no, you're not. I'm going to watch you very closely, and you're not getting any points. And I don't believe he did when I was playing against that line, eh? And he was just a super guy. And I can recall about 2 minutes to go in the game, toward the end of the third period, I come out for a face-off with Richard, and he says, what? He says, are you out here again? So I thought it would be kind of a compliment that I'd held him off scoring and stuff like that. He was so good at face-offs. He just, every trick I tried to tie his skates up and tie his stick up, and he'd still get away, and he'd get the puck back to his defenseman and win the face-off. And I couldn't win a face-off. Finally, I turned to Henri and I said, Henri, I says, this is terrible. I said, you're making me look awful in front of my wife and 10 kids. I says, can't I win a face-off somewhere along? Well, he just doubled over, and he was laughing. And he's, I can still remember, he said, you get the next one, bud. He said, you'll get the next one. And he let me get it. So I was kind of thrilled about that.
One of my wingers, Pete Weber, he was skating down the ice with the puck this way, and Claude Provo from the Montreal Canadiens was skating backwards, and he was keeping in front of him. And Pete says, well, hell, I can't play against these guys.
They could motor because I thought I was going down the ice like crazy myself, and this guy went flying by me. So they could skate.
It was so funny because we visualized Claude as a little guy because he used to check Bobby Hull. And Claude was quite a large fellow, really, and he was an exceptionally good skater, yeah. And Pete was a very good skater, but he couldn't keep up with Claude at all.
Maurice Richard was one of the referees, along with Stan Dunn, who was with the Broncos then, and a fellow from Stewart Valley was the referee as well. So Jerry Doucette, who happened to be bilingual, Jerry could speak French, and we had him do the national anthem, and he sang it in French and English, so that was quite a little added addition.
Their goalie now, I don't know who he was, I can't remember his name, but he used to skate around his goal, and every once in a while he'd jump on top of the net and sit there. And I said, gee, that's pretty hard to do with 40 pounds of equipment on at that time, you know, jump up like that. And I had enough trouble with 40 pounds of equipment on, and I wasn't even that old yet.
The score was 11-8 for them, but I think it was, it could have been a little higher maybe, but it was one of the, Frank Matovich, who was a sportscaster at CKSW then, they let him play goal. He was a goalie, and they let him play for them in the third period, so he was pretty excited about that.
There was 2 Montreal players and 1 defenseman for us back, and that was all. And I had an idea that the left winger would suck our one player over, and then he'd drop the puck back into center ice, and the guy would have a breakaway. Okay, they just come over the blue line, and sure enough, and I'm skating like crazy. And who's the guy that's getting the puck with Big Ferguson, with Montreal, John Ferguson. And I can recall, sure enough, the puck come out to him, a nice soft pass, and he's heading it into the goal, making his move, and I'm skating as hard as I can. And I come behind him, and I took my hockey stick, and I give him a tap on the shoulder pad. Lucky he didn't stop and kill me. He's a pretty tough guy. And I give him a little tap on the shoulder pad, and he missed the net by about 10 feet. And I went flying into the net and upset our goal. Frank Matovich was our goalie, jumped out of the way, and I got all tangled up in the net with my skates. And Maurice Richard, he whistled the play down because I was all tangled up in the net, and he came out and got me freed. And when I got up to skate back for the face-off, Ferguson came over to me and he said, I thought, oh, look out, here's Ferguson. He says, where the did you come from?
I went to meet them all personally, yeah. We all gathered together after, yeah. Which was very nice, yeah.
We had a kind of little supper thing, it was quite a controversy where it was held. I said the Legion, and some guys said no, it was the Elks. Some guys said it was the Skyline.
So we had a dinner for them after up at the Skyline Hotel, and they enjoyed themselves immensely.
I told him it was down at the Elks downstairs.
Anyways, we got together with the Montreal players, and we had a nice luncheon, or whatever you want to call it. And then one of the guys that played with us brought his guitar, and I brought my accordion, and we played some music, and the Canadians got up and they heard us playing, and they got up and dancing and stuff like that. It was kind of neat.
They all went for supper, and I asked me to go with them, and yeah, we had supper, and he talked to all the guys.
I had a bunch of other pictures, but I took all my pictures in 35 millimeter. They're sitting there. waiting to be converted. But I have a few nice ones, yeah.
My wife probably doesn't like me doing this, but I had a cowboy hat that I was wearing that I got from her father, my father-in-law, and Claude, who was one of the managers of the team, he said, I'd love a cowboy hat, and we've been here and it's a holiday weekend, we don't get a chance to shop, so I said, here, you can have mine, and took a while for my wife to forget about that. But it was a lot of fun.
I didn't sleep for about 3 nights, I don't think, after I was still all wound up. And I was bad enough before. And I'm sure glad I didn't get told I was going to play center ice. Oh, yeah, but that was a lot of fun.
I kept a scrapbook, so I have some pretty good pictures of the guys coming to the supper and on the ice. So it was yeah. I had good memories of that one. They came again. We had them in February of 1984. I don't recall that one as well. We also had the Toronto Maple Leaf old timers here too. So and that was in a sort of a space of about 6-7 years. Yeah.
And they said the trip they made to Swift Current was one of the best they had. And we thought that was great.
We were one of the better organized old-timer clubs in the province. The first year we got organized, we put on a tournament, and we just broke even. The next year, I was president for 5 years running, so I said, we're going to run this tournament right, we're going to make some money, so we'll have money for the clubs to go out to all these tournaments. So the next year's, we made $5,800 in our tournament because we ran it and our wives did all the work and everything else. And we had 28 teams came in for our first tournament. We had people from and today now everybody wants to come to our tournament in the spring. It's still going strong.
They all look forward to it. I got phone calls from Kinnersley, North Battleford, like wanting to know when our tournament is, and like they made this as a final for the winter. Like even like Pontiacs and those young small towns, they enjoyed it as a wind-up. So, and you meet a lot of people.
All the young guys that we used to play with, matter of fact, we coached a lot of those young guys in Bantam as we were playing, and they're playing old-timer hockey now. And some of them, their kids are almost playing old-timer hockey. It's gone that far, really.
But we went mostly for fun. We had fun all the time. Like, we had fun on the ice and off the ice, and we had a good group. Like everybody, and the wives went. So if we had a bus, we had fun on the bus. We had a bus driver. So we went to a lot of places where we had our own bus driver. And so it was friendly on the bus. You had a lot of fun when you played.
And the fellowship was important, and the friends still today that like having met Bud today that I hadn't seen for a while, and some of the fellas that played like Hap Edwards and Ray Reeder passed away, of course, and so yeah, it was a lot of good times.
When I retired, I quit playing. I sort of quit playing, but I still went out noontime hockey and played with the guys in that I still see now and again. And I just wish I could still go out and play. And it just eats my heart out that I can't I'm scared to go out with a knee replacement and stuff like that, but I'd just love to put them skates on and boom, go out there, and because hey, I feel good and stuff like that, and I think I'd still enjoy getting out there and playing some hockey.